And we back.
Here we are.
Phoebe, it's week 4.
Week 4.
For the love of Pete, it's week 4.
Time is flying.
Is it flying? Is it not going fast enough? I mean, what?
We're gonna be the playoffs, so we know it.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I want your 12 playoff teams in a bracket immediately after the show.
Hey,
immediately.
At the rate some of these teams are playing, I can't call it right now.
We're just going to tear it up and do a new one. Okay. Remember we said we're going to do a bracket. We should do it a bracket. Okay. All right, Gee. I got something different for you today.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yesterday.
No comment.
Okay. I'm going to make a statement, and then we're going to get into the game.
Okay.
Okay? You ready?
Ready.
Okay. 4 touchdowns in 7 game minutes.
Oh, you're going to rip that Band-Aid off quick, ain't you?
Immediately. Immediately. Who was checking for this game? Number 13 Kansas State against BYU. Were you checking for this game?
No, I just thought the big boys would win.
Brigham Young University. We were watching the game.
BYU.
It was 6-3, 9-3, 2 minutes going into halftime. I said...
No, dear, it was 6-3.
6-3 going in at 2 minutes before halftime. And I said, let's go back over to the Baylor-Colorado game. Yes. We turned back. We'll get to that Colorado-Baylor game. I'll put a pin in it. We come back. It's halftime. They talking, doing their thing. It comes back on, and you said, Kelly, look. And it was 17-6.
I didn't know what had happened with 2 minutes.
We got to chatting about that. Like, what the hell? I'm looking up what happened. And we talking about what happened. A fumble, an interception in the last 2 minutes. They get Brigham Young's touchdown. While we're talking,
it was halftime. We went back to third quarter.
That's what I'm talking about. And you said, look at the score. Yes. And then me and you are like, what happened? We're looking up online. What happened? We come, while we're talking.
We blinked, folks. We blinked.
He throws an interception.
We blinked.
He threw an interception.
Touchdown.
I can't get over the last 14 points. There's another 7 points. And then we losing it. Nobody's looking for Brigham Young University. We don't know what's happening. Where's the replay? There was so much talk about this young quarterback, Avery Johnson. He beats Will Howard out for this position at Kansas State. Will Howard, of course, transfers to Ohio State. Looked good last week. We seen it. You know the hair.
Oh, that's right.
The hair.
With the hair.
Yeah, and so, but true sophomore. And it showed that they could not bounce back while we can't get over the two touchdowns before halftime. Then get hitting them off with an interception. While we're going over that,
they punt, and BYU gets it. They stopped him in 3. BYU gets the ball back. He muffs the punt. BYU drops it.
Drops the punt. But wait.
There's more.
The kid from BYU who muffs the punt chases the ball down.
Parker Kingston.
Grabs it.
And runs in 90 yards for another touchdown.
Punt return.
In 5 minutes.
No, it's a touchdown, but I'm just saying it was through a punt return.
A muffed punt return.
He muffed the punt. I have never seen it.
Ran back to get it.
I have never seen it. I have never seen it. He muffs the punt, runs it back for a punt return, and I said we gotta go to bed.
I did.
We tried to go to the Portland State, Boise State. We tried, and they was blowing. We tried to get out of that game
quickly.
That was insane.
In 7 minutes, 4 touchdowns.
Insane. 7 game minutes, but insane. Okay, I got another one for you.
Oh, God. We're ripping Band-Aids off right and left.
Friday Night Lights.
Ooh, I like Friday night. I had my game, which I picked, Stanford against Syracuse. Of course, both these teams are, 3-2-0? So I want to watch Kyle McCord, who is the quarterback of Syracuse, who left Ohio State for Syracuse. And I said...
with good reason. He was not going to be QB1, and he knew that.
Well,
So.
the thing of it is, I said his personality just did not fit Ohio State. Everybody's jumping and high-fiving and clapping. Kyle McCord's sitting on the bench, not talking to anybody. So I thought maybe Syracuse would be a better fit. We get into the game, and it turned out to be a surprise. Stanford, who is a very elite school, held their own against Syracuse.
Well, here's the thing. Two things. One, Kyle McCord does have a better fit at Stanford. He
He's
goes
a
way
good
back.
quarterback.
He goes way back with
The coach.
The coach. That's the new coach, Fran Brown from Georgia. On a personal level, he's known him since he was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
He is a better fit as far as working with the team and being at the level that Syracuse needs him to. One of the announcers said, you cannot have a bad day at Ohio State. You can have a bad Tuesday. You can have a bad Wednesday. You damn sure can't have a bad Saturday. He could not play to that level. But at Syracuse, he's fit in. Okay, so with all of that, you didn't answer your question. What was your assessment? Was he more bubbly? Was he high-fiving? Was he the quarterback you hoped to... was he the sideline quarterback you hoped he'd be?
Unfortunately, they did not...
He was not.
No, I don't know how to describe it. It was like...
It's kind of psychopathic.
I would not go so far as to say that. But the camera does not pan on him very much on the sidelines. Other QBs, yes. It
is weird.
In fact, we watched one game. Don't ask me which one it was. They're picking up the quarterback.
All of them.
The
you don't know which one. That's all of them.
The coach picks up.
Yeah, the running back. Yeah, that's all the games.
This is what you like to see on a sideline. You like to see that excitement.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if I'm losing, this gives me encouragement. If I'm winning, it still gives me encouragement. Unfortunately, they did pan to him once, and he had thrown an interception. Unfortunately, the gentleman he was talking with, I believe was the gentleman that...
Oh, he did show some frustration. We think.
We're not sure.
It felt passive.
We're not sure.
Passive aggressive, even whatever.
Because his demeanor.
Go ahead. Sorry. Neither here nor there, because this is not the Kyle McCord show. Who cares about him?
It was the game.
Syracuse lost.
They lost.
Stanford. I was not. Both programs are on the rebuild.
Yes, that's
Stanford's
true.
on the rebuild. Before the game, they talked about Syracuse wanted to get back to their historical success. I didn't know that success. I think they mentioned Donovan McNabb.
They did.
That's the only person they had. Stanford's quarterback, super tough. I thought he played a good game. He was a runner. Ashton Daniels, I believe his name is.
Right. He was.
And I go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was a little surprised because knowing that Kyle McCord was the better quarterback,
assuming he was. You assumed he was the better quarterback. Yeah, but we didn't look at the numbers, so you don't know if he was the better quarterback.
And some of these, and I had never really watched Stanford. I was pleasantly surprised.
I am not going to lie to you. I'm not going to front. I'm not going to hold you. You are right, because in my head, I think about Stanford and how they've been on decline for the last few years. So I didn't have a lot of hope. Now, I'm not sold on Syracuse. Right. I do think Kyle McCord is a little bit of a big fish in a small pond with his talent. And I guess the way they were talking about him before the game, you would have thought what you thought. You would have thought he was just a better quarterback than Ashton Daniels, because you would have thought, speaking of the Kyle McCord show, they just kept talking about him, right?
They did was talking about him.
Okay, so let's do this, though, because it's Friday Night Lights. There were 3 games on Friday. And they just progressively got better. There was the Stanford-Syracuse game. Great game, down to the last, tight score. The next game we watched was number 24, Illinois versus number 22, Nebraska. The freaking game went to overtime.
Great game.
Went to overtime. Now, Nebraska's got the quarterback who thinks he's Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, God.
That's weird to me. I don't care. I said it.
I don't know why they got it.
So, I think that's weird. But they were out there. They didn't look like they could put the game together. You asked me, I feel like maybe it's a little karma. They put up big numbers against Colorado. They were really braggadocious. Right. They were taunting after the game. Rightfully so, you get that. But did you drink your own Kool-Aid?
Did you live up to your own hype?
Did you drink your own Kool-Aid? Because did you think that, Illinois is only there on a fluke because they beat, they had a good game last week. I can't remember who they beat. But the name's in the mascot. They're the Fighting Illini.
This is Big Ten.
Or a Lenny. I don't know. Depends where you're from. Tomato.
Big Ten is all.
And I was impressed. I was again impressed with Illinois. We've seen Illinois play a few weeks ago, and I was just impressed. I just feel like they play that scrappy football, and not scrappy in like a messy way. It's just they played a tough football that you want to see, and maybe it's just because they're number 24. I haven't heard a lot about them. They haven't been nobody. You know what? And I shouldn't blame them because the hype's not your fault. It's whoever puts it out there, right? The last game that we did not get to see because capitalism. Washington State versus San Jose State. Washington State is the current Pac-12, which is really the Pac-2. San Jose State is going to be in the Pac-2. Well, it's currently the Pac-2, used to be the Pac-12, and will eventually be the Pac-6. Double overtime. Oh, my God. When was the last time all 3 games on Friday were electric?
Electric, yes. That's a good word.
Okay. Appetizer. We're going back to Saturday. No. Let me entice you. Let me say my statement and let me get what you got coming out. You let it flow. You ready? You ready to let it flow? Coach Ryan Day got a penalty flag yesterday.
Yes, he did. Seldom gets a penalty flag.
Never. What are you talking about?
Never.
What's the last coach got a penalty flag? Put a pin in it. TCU's coach got kicked out of the game. I thought it was a player. It was the coach. Okay, that neither here nor there. Ohio State, number 3, plays unranked Marshall. They said this was going to be the toughest team they played so far. Right. Not the toughest team. We get it. Toughest team they played so far. And Ryan Day gets a freaking penalty flag. Coach Ryan Day gets a penalty flag. Now, I have been, speaking of psychopathic or asympathetic, what's the word? Anyway, unempathetic. Ryan Day, like a lot of coaches, tries to keep the emotion to a minimum.
Yeah, it's that.
I tend to like when Ryan Day gets overexcited. I don't care if he's happy. I don't care if he's sad. I don't care if he's angry. So he gets a penalty flag because Ohio State does an offensive substitution and then Marshall does a defensive substitution, but the players are taking their time to get on the field while the game clock is ticking down.
Yes.
He gets livid about it. They got no choice. You see Will Howard is frustrated. He tries to call timeout, but the refs are not, officials are not looking at him. He runs on the field to call the timeout. They throw him a flag.
And then he says, why are you throwing a flag on me when I'm trying to get your attention? I had to come out on the field to get your attention so I can call timeout. Because how long do these players have to run
20 seconds.
In and out?
He got 20 seconds. 20 seconds. They had 20 seconds.
And then his assistant coach tried to get him off. Ryan Day comes right back. And I went, there you go. This is how you do it. This is how you get their attention to, so you're messing up.
No, I don't know if that's how you do it.
But I would do it if I had to.
First of all, give me that penalty any day of the week.
Thank you.
Second of all, when you Ohio State and you play at Marshall, definitely a penalty you don't mind taking. A little bit different if it was a bigger game with a bigger team. Yeah. But I loved it. I love he got emotional. Game was amazing. Ohio State threw to everybody on the team. I think you caught a touchdown for Ohio State.
I think I did.
Yesterday. I seen you up there.
Yeah, I might have been.
I seen your stats.
My stat was up there.
Yeah, they said you was a red shirt freshman. So everybody, Travion Henderson got a touchdown. Jabari, I always get his name wrong. Not Jabari.
Jeremiah Smith.
No, Junkins got a touchdown. Jeremiah Smith got a touchdown. Abuka got a touchdown. Will Howard, the quarterback, got a touchdown. Defense came out a little slow, and they had a bye week last week. And you always say,
I always tell you, Kelly, sometimes this bye week can help you, or sometimes it can hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, sometimes you get that bye week, you get your energy back up. Maybe you come out, well, I'm ready for the next game. Or sometimes that bye week can say, I didn't play nobody last week. I don't feel, now I'm coming out too, and I don't really feel like the energy. And I felt that Ohio State didn't have that energy. Well, I won't say Ohio State. I will say the defense, or the defense we expected that defense to be.
Yes.
And coming back to the statement made by one of the announcers, you cannot have a bad day. You cannot have a bad day on Saturday. You cannot have a bad day on Tuesday. And this is what I felt like And Ryan Day always says he never gets excited about anything. We got stuff to work on. We're working on it. Defense, you got to come out. You got to come out there, rain or shine.
Right.
Bye week or no bye week.
Arguably the number one defense in the country, if I didn't already say that. And we also mentioned how the new playoffs.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Top four. Let me go back. The Power Four. You win your conference in the Power Four. Big Ten's Power Four, if anybody didn't know. You win your conference, then you get a bye week if you're put in the top four. Ohio State coming out yesterday after a bye week. You said it. I'm sorry. Ohio State defense. Offense looked great. Coming out after a bye week, it's unacceptable. And I will also, and this is no excuse. Defense should have played better. Hard stop.
Hard stop.
Footnote, not a but, just a footnote. It did not help that the punter kicked 3 punts out of bounds and they started at the 35-yard line.
Or that number 92, one of their big defensive ends, got kicked out for targeting. There I said.
That did not help, and I think that was an awful call. That was a bad call, but we always know the officials is the number one haters on the field. And it didn't help that the offense was getting touchdowns in 42 seconds. They could not rest. Now, Ohio State, fortunately, though, I don't think and they did have a little bit of issue because you put all of those in the pot, as well as their starting left tackle was out.
That's true.
And then, like you said, they lost a guy for targeting. And Ohio State does have a decent depth chart, but it's always nice that you can tap your depth chart when it's comfortable for you, not when you have to.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
Yes, but of course Ohio State gets the big win. They did not cover the 40-point spread. I think they are 40.5. I think they only won by 40 or 30. Yeah. Okay. I got another one for you. Okay. Don't hold back.
Go.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
Let me see if you get this one. Welcome to the Big Ten.
Oh. USC, Michigan.
Number 11, USC goes to the Big House against number 18 Michigan. Okay. What you got?
I didn't see much of Michigan, but Michigan in spots looked like Michigan.
Wait, you didn't see much of Michigan. What does that mean?
Well, we were flipping around.
No, we watched.
We watched a bit.
No, we watched. We watched the game. You know how I know? And you know why I think you said what you said? You didn't see Michigan because you didn't see the national championship team Michigan.
Ah, baby, that's what
you didn't see J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum, Michigan. Loveland ended up going out. He was one of the returners from last. He was one of the teammates that came back, or players that came back from last year. And they don't have a pass game. Michigan names a new starting quarterback. They start with Warren as a starting quarterback at the beginning of the season, but they were doing a 2-quarterback system. We watched a piece of the first week of the game, or the Texas game, one of the two.
Yes.
And Orgy was the backup who would come in and kind of run it. For yesterday, Orgy was named the starting quarterback because Warren has 6 interceptions already. And he does not have a pass game. Michigan does not have a pass playbook, if you ask me. So I think you said, we didn't see Michigan because you didn't see anything electric or exciting or explosive from Michigan. They ran.
They have their running game. And like I said, it was in spurts. I don't think USC played their best game the first half. They played better second half. But I'm going to tell you this right now. And there's work to be done on their defense. Mullins was the star yesterday. Mullins was he a running back?
For Michigan.
For Michigan.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you, if that boy hadn't ran that last 2 minutes, that play, Michigan might have lost. But woulda, coulda, shoulda. I did not see the Michigan, or, as you said, I did not see the champion Michigan. Of course, they lost a lot of people. Let's don't even go there. This is this year.
No.
Okay.
No excuses. The same way you cannot have a bad day at Ohio State.
That's true.
Michigan thinks they have the same standard. I'm not saying they do, but they think they do. They think that they can, and I shouldn't even say that because Michigan does have a legacy of having championships and things like that. They're not fly by night. But don't say that people didn't come back. People didn't come back last year for us either.
That's true.
One of the people was in the Heisman running. Let's be for real.
That's
right?
True.
And the other thing is, with Michigan, I think you're absolutely right. Now, this is the other thing. USC is also didn't have everybody come back from last year. Again, a Heisman quarterback that's not in the NFL. You had the same coach. They had to get a new defensive coordinator who we talked about was from UCLA.
Yes, we did.
Defense looked way better than last year. But this is the Big Ten, baby.
You gotta
And
come.
Michigan has had defense before you was born. So they're going to have a defense. Now, Miller Moss can throw.
Absolutely.
And I think we noticed yesterday we didn't what's his name? Zach Branch, he didn't get going for USC.
No.
I might got his name wrong, sorry if I do.
No.
He's one of one of the other targets for Miller Moss that he loves to throw to was out.
That's true too.
So we can go back and have the back and forth in the excuses. And I also give it to put USC in the same boat, and anybody's defense in the same boat is how much time am I on the field?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We always talk. No, the guy said it yesterday. I think you said this a long time ago, but he tried to stake your line. He said, offense gets you sells tickets. Defense wins games.
Absolutely.
And I love that comment.
Absolutely.
I love that. And so Michigan pulls it out by the grace of God, wins the game with 43 passing yards. We knew this though. They rushed for 300 yards last week. Why isn't USC ready?
That was my question. Why was it Michigan? You said it. You know you need a quarterback. You know you need this. You know you need that. There's that big old portal. Why didn't you get it?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
No, that's
because
you know what? Put a pin in that because I do want to comment on that. What I'm saying is, dear USC, you play Michigan next week. Oh, what did Michigan do this week? Oh, they rushed for 300 yards. Oh, they're going to name the running quarterback the starting quarterback. Oh, guess what I should do on defense? Be ready for the run game. They had one receiver on the field, like the whole time, when they were offense. I should be ready for the run game. Mullins should have never got that last run off. 3 people rubbed his legs up. And per usual, the haters on the field, the officials, we didn't watch the game entirely all the way through, but we counted 5 missed penalties. And the announcers pointed it out on the playback.
What not to say? Why are
that was a holding?
Why are we doing the?
That was Ohio State game.
I was Ohio State game.
He was the reviews. But they were ridiculous too. Officials,
but they were right.
They just trash. It makes no sense. I would love to know how that whole officiating thing works. But I want to come back to your point because you make a great point and we talked about it. We seen the news that Orji was going to be the starting quarterback. Mm-hmm. And we sat here and we said, I believe we said on the show week 1, dang, why they got Michigan ranked at 9? They're the national champions, right? You said, okay, the coaches changed. But it's the same coaching staff. He was on the coaching staff. They lost a lot of people who didn't. And now they see stuff we don't see, right? They go to the spring and not the combines, but the workouts and all that. We then said yesterday, hey, I'm national championship Michigan. What do I need? What you was just saying.
I need a quarterback.
You don't need a receiver, obviously. Well, maybe you do if you need a quarterback. Yeah. So they should have went, like you just said, to the portal.
I know there's money and everything involved, but that's what
don't give me that excuse of money.
Let me take that out.
Yeah.
Let me just
edit that out. Money, no. Yeah, this is Michigan. Why didn't they go out and get the quarterback?
You know what? We could be sitting here all day talking about that.
Or I could.
Moving right along.
Okay, we're gonna move right along. All right. This is just 2 words. This might be cryptic, so I may have to give you some more details.
You may not have.
Okay. Heisman, semicolon, homecoming.
Gotta be Colorado Baylor.
Colorado Baylor.
What a game.
This was one of my games.
This was one of your games.
But I want to hear your thoughts. Because I'm going to talk all day about it.
The only reason I wanted to watch this game was because I had heard that the Baylor quarterback was a transfer from... How dare you?
Oh, keep going.
Was a transfer from the University of Toledo. So
Yes,
I went,
and he was good.
wow, he's that good. He went to the portal. Baylor picked him up. Alas, he was not playing. He was hurt.
Which is crazy. And then they're talking about they may leave whoever was in there. But anyhow, keep going about the game.
You know what? We started the game, and I said, Colorado was, Baylor was doing what Baylor does. They're huge, by the way. And they were leading Colorado. Okay? And I thought, okay, that's that. Unfortunately, I didn't have any money on him. Somebody might have, which I will not mention. But we got to the end of the game.
Boston College.
We got to the end of the game, and I'm looking at the score. I do not want to tell Kelly that the score is now 31 to 28. Was it 31?
No,
sorry,
31 to 24.
28 seconds. Well, it was a minute and a quarter left. I'm keeping looking at the score. Then there was 28 seconds left. And I went, God, I'm just going to cut this off. Lo and behold, she jumps off the couch and goes, oh my God, no time on the clock, and they tied the game. And I went, she's blind.
I didn't say that, but I'm glad we led to it. This is what happened.
It was close.
Yes, I had money on the game. A little parlay covered a -1.5 spread. Was worried. Baylor looked like they were in control the whole game.
They did.
Colorado's O-line looked tired. They got to Shador more than they have in the last few games. They were at home. It was Colorado's homecoming. Of course, when I say Heisman, I spell it with a 12 because we all know Travis Hunter, the both side of the ball playing phenom right now, and which I don't think I've personally ever seen. They were naming both sides of the ball players, and I recognized one that I probably was in the era when I was watching a lot of college football, and I don't think I realized he played both.
I thought we'd be done by now. All right. Wine's ready.
Why is the wine in the freezer? Don't mind that, y'all. Anyways, so Baylor was in control, and it got frustrated, and we had a lot of good games. You say we don't watch all the games because we like to flip around, right? We try to get the pieces of the games we really want to watch. What did you just say before the
College Red Zone?
No, what did you? Oh, copyright. Don't try to steal our idea. There needs to be a College Red Zone. Calm down. You said before we started today. We need 2 TVs.
You just can't watch them all.
So, anyways, so when I'm looking and like you said, it was getting out, I said, dang, get 31-24. I'm not going to stress myself out. Boston College was also on my parlay. They was losing to Michigan State. And so I said, forget it. So after a while, we watching and Kansas State was getting boring. I looked, ties it 31-31. So I got to look back what happened. No time on the clock. Shador throws a bomb to Wagner. Oh, shoot. His name's been in my head all day. Okay. He catches it in the end zone, right on the ground. All insane. Colorado Stadium goes crazy.
It was a Hail Mary.
You could call it Hail Mary. I call it bomb. He throws them all the time. Don't underestimate that man's talent. They go to overtime. They get a touchdown. Colorado gets the ball first. They get a touchdown. Baylor gets the ball. The guy goes to jump over the touchdown line, and Travis Hunter hits the ball out before he crosses.
He tried, yeah.
Everybody storms the field. They knock the goalpost down, but the officials the game's not over. We haven't Shador runs out on the field. We have to review. Of course, it's clear cut. They got knocked out. They win the game in true Colorado fashion.
Oh my God, that's the heart attack. Yeah, I can't.
Every time I do this, I want to say last year was Colorado State. Colorado was the homecoming game in 2 overtimes.
Oh,
crazy. Okay, I got one more for you. Pigs are flying.
Oh, Florida State.
Florida State finally won the game.
Florida State. I'm proud of you.
We definitely did not care. Now, only thing I did care about, well, let me go back. We didn't care to make it a priority to watch it. We did, though. We
watched it.
Only thing I should say, let me go back. Cal State, we watched last week. They scrapped against San Diego State. The excitement around the football program has been lacking. And because they beat Auburn a few weeks back, everybody started to be excited about it. Cal State is also new to ACC. And so this was a big ACC in-conference game. Yeah. They go down to Florida State. We all know Florida State. Is DJU overrated?
You know what? I'm not familiar with him, so I'm not going to say anything just yet. I will probably be watching him off and on during the rest of the week.
I would like to know how much money he got paid at NIL, because if the number got an M in it, I'm gonna say yes, he's overrated.
Wow, that good, eh? I didn't know
that good, that bad. He's overrated. Now I like DJU because I liked him last year at Oregon State. I thought he would. I thought he was a good quarterback. I just think you know how it is, typical. If you don't have all the pieces, you don't have all the pieces. And so I was like, wow, he's coming to Florida State. This could be a good thing. Now, Florida State got their own woes and their own transfer portal problems because nobody wants to be on the crybaby team. And however, we watching the game. It's hella boring.
Oh, my God.
Florida State pulls it out 14-9 over little Cal State. And so Florida is 1-3 and Cal State is 3-1. But pigs flew. Florida State has not won a game since December 2nd of 2023.
Was it that long?
When they beat Louisville in the ACC Conference Championship.
You're right.
Barely. The most boring conference championship I've ever seen in my life.
And then they have to cry about it because they didn't get the top. Okay, moving right along.
Okay. You want to talk about any more games? Because I want to talk about something I like to call the drop zone. Graphics. I would like to put somebody in the drop zone.
Go ahead.
And I want to know if do you have somebody you might want to put in there?
I got one. I will let you know.
Let me let you go first because I have several.
All right.
You go first. Drop zone.
I'll go first.
Go.
Okay. You guys, did anybody watch Kansas State game? I didn't. But anyway, we did. We watched it. We saw
let's go back. We seen what we needed to see.
The 4 touchdowns and 7 plays. I said, they're number 13. Come on. BYU's unranked. What are you doing, Kansas? Kansas said, we're out here kicking field goals. And they scored it up 38-9. And I said, you need to drop. Because
Kansas, welcome to the drop zone.
Bingo.
Okay. I got one who needs to be in the drop zone.
Okay.
Number 6 Missouri against unranked Vandy goes into 2 overtimes. I'm sorry. Number 7 Missouri against unranked Vanderbilt.
Who's Vanderbilt?
Goes into 2 overtimes, and Missouri only won because Vanderbilt's kicker missed a field goal, or it would have been 3 overtimes. Missouri, welcome to the drop zone, baby. Welcome. You got any more?
Hey, those were the biggest ones. Because there were some teams that lost that were playing other ranked teams. Yeah. But these two, that was one of my games I wanted to watch. Okay. I had high expectations.
Well, I got one more for you.
Oh, dear.
And I'm usually not one because I know people could say, oh, well, you could say USC or you could say... No. USC, Michigan was 50-50.
50-50.
Okay. No, okay.
Who's your job zone?
Yep. Okay. You deserve to be in a drop zone, though. You know why? Yes, the team was higher ranked than you. But they play with their backup quarterback. And you cry all the time. You another coach I'm keeping an eye on, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State. Number 14 loses to number 12, Utah. Cam Rising is not playing because he broke his finger 2 weeks ago. Scratch that, who cares? The backup quarterback beats you on the road. Am I crazy? They played in Oklahoma State at home. Oklahoma State and Mike Gundy, come on in, baby. We got a seat for you in the drop zone.
Is Cam Rising ever going to play again?
No.
Okay.
No.
Anyway.
Cam Rising, please just graduate and go get a 9-to-5. I know you're going to get hired because people love football stories. And you got great hair. Just don't waste your, you know what I mean? I mean, stay on the team is cool. You know, you get the money and the excitement and you get to travel, but don't use the D word, which is draft. So,
all right.
Before, don't move me right along. Before we go to the game you want to watch next week.
Okay.
The rankings are out.
The rankings are out.
Give them to me.
Yes, we're going to see. You know what? We should start our own rankings. Because we
said we were going to.
You know something? I think we know just about as much football as the AP poll. Let me just put it out there.
If we're being honest, I know more. We know more, but whatever. Okay,
here we go, girl.
Give it to me.
Are you
go.
ready?
I'm ready.
And then I'll tell you my picks for who I'm looking forward to.
You just tell me the rankings and let me control the show notes.
Gotcha.
Okay, go.
Okay. The top 5 were, as I proceed.
No. Just give me the rankings all the way down.
All right. Number 1, Texas. Number 2, Georgia. 3, Ohio State. 4, Alabama. 5 switch, my dear. 5 from last week was Ole Miss. Guess who got it this week? Tennessee.
Okay, I agree.
All right. Then we jumped to 6, which they dropped Ole Miss to, which was not bad. 7 was Miami. They moved up 1. They were 8. They moved up 1.
Miami played University of South Florida, and USF played Bama Tough a few weeks ago. And Cam Ward looks great. So number 7, Miami. Keep going.
All right. Number 8 was Oregon. Why they moved them up, I do not know.
They had a bye week.
Okay. Yeah,
but I hate when they do that. Go.
There we go on. Number 9 is Penn State.
Don't deserve that.
Don't deserve that, I don't think.
You beat Kent State at home. Who cares?
Okay.
Keep going. I'm sorry. Number 10.
Utah. Your
deserves
team.
Okay. Deserves it. Moves up 2. Okay.
So we go on to 11, which Missouri dropped to 11.
Drop zone! Told you. Keep going.
Michigan moved up to 12.
Disagree.
From 18 to 12.
Highly disagree. You did not move up 6 spots for beating USC.
Well,
highly disagree. Keep going.
Well, I'll keep going because there's a few teams in front of them that lost, so maybe that's why they.
Yeah, but you just jumped 6 up.
Well, okay.
You got that wrong.
Well, moving right along. 13 is USC.
Oh.
Which was good. I like that.
Okay.
They didn't drop by much. 11 and 13, I'll take it. LSU moved up to 14.
They played UCLA yesterday.
Well, Oklahoma.
I know you got the sweatshirt on,
but Oklahoma lost to Utah. So
but still, you played UC. Okay.
Let me go on.
You let me let you go on. Okay, green light, go.
What was that?
Number 15, Louisville.
Number 15 was Louisville. Number 16
Who did Louisville play?
Somebody. I can't remember. Nobody's...
Georgia Tech. Go.
Okay. Notre Dame came up 16. Okay.
Notre Dame moved up?
Yes, they did. From 17 to 16. That's not a big jump.
Because they beat...
a MAC team, Miami, Ohio.
Miami, Ohio? Maybe they had the wrong... Maybe they thought it was the wrong Miami.
Clemson. I was not surprised at this. They moved up to 17. I thought
Clemson moved up. They played nobody. They played Miami of Texas.
No, they played NC State.
That was a joke.
Okay.
Okay. NC State is a tough play, but okay.
Okay, so you got me kidding. Number 18 was that
Iowa State.
Iowa State.
Okay.
Which they moved up from what did I say?
They've been playing tough.
They've been playing tough. 19 was Illinois, which of course they deserve because they beat Nebraska.
Fighting Illini, but why would they move up? Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that. So who cares? You keep saying that. They played a 22, they were 24. That don't mean you get to jump 5 people.
Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Oklahoma State is 20. They dropped from 14, which they should have.
6 spots. Drop zone. Okay.
Oh, God. Who's OU? Oklahoma. They dropped to 21. What were they at last week? 15.
Wait, Oklahoma played somebody ranked. And they dropped that far?
That's what they did.
Okay, whatever. I got you.
I'm not the AP. And guess who? Welcome a newcomer, 22.
Newcomer.
BYU.
Brigham Young University. Come on in. Welcome to the top 25. I agree with that. You beat a ranked team. You deserve to get on that top 25 at least for a week. Let's go.
Okay, Kansas State. Well, you were 13. You dropped to 23. You dropped 10 spots. BYU. Y'all plays on my team. Y'all got 4 touchdowns. Anyway, moving right along. Texas A&M moved out of the basement. They're now 24. And guess who took Texas? And now it's 25. Newcomer, Boise.
Boise State. Boise State played who yesterday?
Oh, gosh, Kelly, I don't know.
They played Portland State. Beat the brakes off of them.
I did not know.
So, I disagree with a lot, obviously. I do want to make one more comment, and then I will get what game you're looking for next week, or games you're looking for next week.
What did you like about this?
I'm going to tell you. I don't like a lot, but I'm going to tell you one. is Texas A&M
Yes.
beat a MAC team, Bowling Green State University, by what, 6 points?
Yeah. 26 points.
At College Station?
Yes.
Do you deserve to move on? Inquiring minds want to know.
Well, NIU fell out in Nebraska. That's all I got, folks.
NIU fell out and Nebraska fell out, and I'm okay with that. NIU probably didn't deserve to be there. They had a big win over Notre Dame, a big upset. Not mad at that. You got to be on the board for a week or two, and then you get to fall right off because you didn't prove anything. I'm not mad at that.
Beat by Buffalo.
Yeah, but for 2 weeks you got to say you were ranked though. That's put a feather in your cap for that. Next week, what games are you looking forward to?
Okay, now
and why? If you got time.
All right, if I got time.
I know you're very busy.
Okay, listen. This is a game we got to watch.
That's why I said you got to go.
Number 5 versus Ole Miss. Oh, no, there was number 5. Where's Ole Miss now? What did I say Ole Miss was? Number 6?
Ole Miss is number 6.
They got to play Kentucky. Now, don't... Ooh. Now, we remember Kentucky, Georgia, 13-12.
1 point. Interesting. Kentucky is SEC.
That D,
Kentucky
I want to
is
see if
tough.
that D is for real. Okay.
And Ole Miss is the Penn State of the SEC.
I like them.
Right?
Yes.
No. I mean... They can never beat Big Brother Georgia and Big Brother Bama. So they always are going to be after them. Like Penn State can never beat Michigan or they can never beat Ohio State, right? Am I right in that thinking?
You are right.
Okay, I thought so. Okay.
And the game of the day.
Oh, I could go.
I said, well, this is only 2 games I got.
Okay.
And then you can go. I'm sorry. Number 2, Georgia versus number 4, Alabama.
Oh, God.
You know, folks, I have got to lock myself in a room with a 6-pack, and I'm not coming out. I'm watching this game.
A 6-pack. Please don't let her fool you. That 6-pack will not last until... It will last to halftime. It might be more than a 6-pack. That is the obvious one, which, don't get me wrong, I'm very excited.
Okay.
You know what? I thought they played every year. They don't. They have not played since 2020. I assume they play every year, I think, because they always end up in the SEC championship.
Right.
So I thought they played regular season every year. I don't know why. But they don't. That is going to be a phenomenal game. I am looking forward to it. And did you ask me who I'm taking? Roll Tide. Okay, if I can go now, because, you just took over. I'm looking forward to... And don't you laugh.
I'm not going to laugh.
BYU versus Baylor.
Really?
Yes, Brigham Young University is not ranked. And Baylor looks like they're a good team after watching them yesterday. So I always find it interesting when you watch somebody in an exciting game and then so happens, which is hardly, I think, happens, next week they're playing either somebody or playing each other. That could be interesting.
Oh.
That could be interesting. I think that might be a Friday game, too. Don't quote me.
No.
The other one I'm looking forward to, and you won't have any clue why.
Go ahead. I'm ready.
South Florida and Tulane.
What? Where are you at?
Tulane almost beat Kansas State about 3 weeks ago. Now we see why. And South Florida didn't look as great as they can yesterday against Miami, but played Alabama super tough a few weeks ago. I love a little thorn in your side, scrappy team against another little scrappy team because there's no airs about it, right?
No.
There's not a bunch of... College game day is not going to be at the BYU versus Baylor game. Yet they go out and they play some good football. And I just want to see... I don't have to watch it necessarily. I wouldn't mind peeking on some highlights. I just think it might be a close score. I love a close score game. I hate a blowout. Unless it's Ohio State, which keeps my nerves low. But... That's what I'm looking forward to.
They lost 50-15.
It's Miami. Miami's number 4 or 5.
Okay.
What are we talking about?
Well, all right. You want U.S. That's your team. That's your team. I mean, that's what you want to watch. We'll watch it.
What did Bama beat them by?
I can't remember.
Exactly. You don't be a week-to-week caller.
I'm a week-to-week caller because I can't remember nothing else after Saturday.
Well, before you forget anything else, are you all good? You got
I'm
anything
good
else
now.
you want to make a comment on?
No, I am good. I'm waiting for next week. What do you got?
Patiently waiting.
Okay.
For next week. I got nothing.
Okay.
I'm Kelly, like the color.
I'm Gee, like the butter.
And this is Saturday Hangover. Me, my mom, we talk about football. We talk about the games we watch. Do you care? I don't know. We care. We have a good time doing it. She's crazy. Call her, text her. She doesn't have a Facebook. And we are going to see y'all next week. Week
Adios.
4.